Welcome back one more time to Cooking with me. Today we make one of the most hated vegetables of my childhood, cauliflower. Yes, we're gonna make a cauliflower dish. It's a vegetarian dish, it's a vegan dish. Some people have the audacity to say that it can be substituted for a mince meat. Not really, but it does taste nice. Let's have a look how it's made. Just before we get started with the recipe, give us a like, subscribe, and stay tuned for future recipes. Cooking with me. We have all the ingredients laid out over here. We have our potatoes, our cauliflower, the leaves, cilantro, the spices, onions, garlic, oil. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna peel and dice the potatoes. So let's do that. There we go, that's done, diced. Next thing is the cauliflower. What we've done is we've soaked the cauliflower in hot water for 5 minutes so that all the germs and everything comes out. So it gets cleaned as well, you know, sanitize the flour basically. And then we just chop it up as well into pieces just like that. So you just get your knife, you know, and you just chop it up to pieces. So this is approximately 1 cauliflower. It's the size of this dish basically. We have an onion and a half as well that's been chopped like this. And we have 2 tomatoes which have been grinded into this paste like this. We're gonna start by heating up our pan. Add oil generously. Heat it up, bring it down a little bit because you don't want your spices to burn. And the first thing we do is we take this, which is hing, asafetida, and we take half a teaspoon of that, 1.5 teaspoon of cumin seeds, that's 1, and 1/4 approximately. Take some curry leaves, the whole lot is fine. This, what it does is aromatizes the oil. Mix it up a little bit and you'll start getting the smells of it. Once you get the first smell, you add the onions, 1.5 onions, and you mix it up. What you want to do is get the onions a bit reddish, so keep mixing and fry them a little bit until they get reddish. So you see how they're getting tender now? You want to reduce your fire a little bit so that it doesn't start sticking at the bottom. Now next thing is we're gonna add a tablespoon of chopped garlic, pretty much like this. We mix that in. Next we're just gonna add a little bit of water so that it doesn't get burnt fully. Just a little bit. As the water that we just put in starts evaporating, we add the potatoes. And what we wanna do is mix it so that the potatoes get tenderized as well. Basically, we want to soften the potatoes, so we're going to just lower the heat a little bit and we're going to cover it so that they get done from the insides. Cover it, we wait. So you check that there's no burning going on and you cover it again. So once they can be broken easily with your spatula, you can see they just break up easily. We add a little bit of water, just a little bit this time. And what we want to do is scrape off all the spices from the bottom. All that is going to give flavor to our dish. Now the next step is to add the cauliflower. We just add on go basis whatever fits in. And we keep stirring and keep adding because the cauliflower will lose its volume as it gets cooked. And keep adding as you see fit. So we've added the whole cauliflower here. We're just stirring it up. You start adding the spices. Start with the turmeric, half a teaspoon of turmeric, 1.5 teaspoons of ground coriander, half a teaspoon of garam masala, 1 teaspoon of cumin powder. So yeah, we just mix it all up. Once it's all mixed, we just cover it and let it cook in its own steam. This has been cooking for 5 minutes. Just open it up, stir it a little bit so that you see everything's fine. You'll notice the cauliflower is definitely much more cooked now. And the next step is to add the tomato. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add little by little, because what we want is the consistency of minced meat. Just get a little, add that much, add a bit more. We'll mix it first and see how that looks. And if you want, you can add more. It's based on what you're looking for in your dish. As you can see, this is quite dry, so we're gonna add a bit more. We're gonna leave it like that, and we're gonna cover it for a little while. This has been sitting like this for 5 minutes. Just open it up, have all the baths coming. The tomato is bubbling. So, now it's time to spruce it up a little bit. We're gonna taste it a little bit to see how it tastes like, whether it needs a lot of salt, a bit of tanginess and whatnot. So it has the tanginess of the tomatoes. In the case that it didn't, add like half a teaspoon of mango powder, amchur. We're not gonna add that, we're just gonna add the salt. So for salt, according to your own taste, for us, it's gonna be half a tablespoon approximately. We use low sodium salt, 60% less sodium, half a tablespoon of that. Approximately like that. Scatter it up. Mix it to see if it needs more or needs any changing of flavors. Once you've mixed it and tried it with salt, you can add a bit of chaat masala if you want. This is for people that don't really want to add salt but do want the salty flavors, you know, the tanginess. A lot of people add also pav bhaji masala to give it that extra flavor, but in this case we're not going to be doing that. The dish is supposed to be dry, so you don't want to lower your heat and let the juices come out. So just leave it on a medium heat, keep an eye on it, but let's cover it for 5 minutes and let it cook well. It's been 5 minutes since we covered our dish. Just gonna have a quick look. You can see pretty much it's done now. All the aromas are coming. We're just gonna add a bit more to it. So the last step is basically you get coriander. To get the most of your coriander, chop it just before using it, because otherwise it'll lose its flavor. So just finely chop it. We've chopped our cilantro. I'm just gonna spread it on the dish. Next we have is dried fenugreek leaves. So we just take a handful, just a little bit like this. Just this much we take. You crush them with your hands. And you make sure it's evenly spread on the dish. And last thing is to take a bit of garam masala, say half a teaspoon. And you just spread it across your dish on the top. So that's mainly done. What we're gonna do is cover it for a little bit, turn off the fire as well, and we let all the heat rise up and get infused with those coriander, fenugreek leaf, the garam masala, with all the spices that it had, and we're gonna be trying it later on. So that's that. The dish is ready. Let's have a look how it looks. There you go. Couldn't be more authentic. Get all the aromas coming up as well. So this is our keema, or vegetarian minced cauliflower with potatoes. It's a great dish if you want to substitute your meat for some vegetables every now and then. It's a great vegan dish as well. And yeah, if you liked it, please give us a like, subscribe, stay tuned for more recipes in the future. I'll see you soon.